Morning, I am day. Daily reflections, devotions, affirmations, and meditations brought to you by DHB, Devotion, Health, and Beauty Recovery Network. Walk with me on the recovery journey and remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. April 14th. The number one offender. Resentment is the number one offender. It destroys more alcoholics than anything else. From it stem all forms of spiritual disease. For we have been not only mentally and physically ill, we have been spiritually sick. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 64. As I look at myself practicing the fourth step, it is easy to gloss over the wrong that I have done because I can easily see it is a question of getting even for a wrong done to me. If I continue to relive my old hurt, it is a resentment, and resentment bars the sunlight from my soul. If I continue to relive hurts and hates, I will hurt and hate myself. After years in the dark of resentments, I have found the sunlight. I must let go of resentments. I cannot afford them. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, April 14th. Many of us develop a heightened awareness of our thoughts as we recover in Al-Anon. After a while, we are able to notice the change when our thinking becomes distorted. But if we wish to put a stop to negative thoughts, awareness is just the beginning. When stinking thinking takes hold of me, I must do more than just dismiss the negative thoughts. I must replace them with something positive, or I am likely to slide right back into my negative thinking. Our group ordered a collection of Al-Anon conference-approved literature, CAL, on audio cassettes when they were available. I have gotten into the habit of listening to them in my car when I'm driving around town. Even though I had read these Cal pamphlets many times before, hearing them spoken out loud is a different and more powerful experience. If my attitude is not good, adjusting it by listening to Al-Anon wisdom on a tape at a meeting or one-to-one can get me back on track. Today's reminder. Today I'm going to pay close attention to what I tell myself. If necessary, I'll stop in mid-thought, start over, and replace negative illusions with positive truths. There is a quote from In All Our Affairs, and it reads, "What we teach ourselves with our thoughts and attitudes is up to us." Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, April 14th. A new vision. Do we really want to be rid of our resentments or anger or fear? Basic text, page 34. Why do we call them shortcomings? Perhaps they should be called long goings, because that's often what it takes for them to fade from our lives. Some of us feel that our shortcomings are the very characteristics that saved our lives when we used. If this is true, then it is little wonder that we sometimes cling to them like old dear friends. If we are having trouble with resentment, anger, or fear, we may want to envision what our lives could be like without these troubling defects. Asking ourselves why we react in a certain manner can sometimes root out the fear at the core of our conduct. Why am I afraid to step beyond these aspects of my personality? We ask ourselves. Am I afraid of who I will be without these attributes? Once we have uncovered our fear, we are able to move beyond it. We try to imagine what our lives could be like without some of our more glaring shortcomings. This gives us a feeling for what lies past our fear, providing the motivation we need to push through it. Our higher power offers us a new vision for our lives, free of our defects. That vision is the essence of our own best, brightest dreams for ourselves. We need not fear that vision. Just for today, I will imagine what my life would be like without my character defects. I will ask for the willingness to have God remove my shortcomings. Today, Emotions Anonymous, April 14th. Reflection for today. Freedom can mean the ability to say no to unproductive habits and unsatisfying ways of living. Freedom means surrendering my powerlessness to my higher power. It enables me to turn loved ones and troubles over to God's care. Freedom gives me the strength to say no when I want to and need to. Freedom can mean to be in control of what I do with my thoughts, feelings, and reactions. In the same way, freedom allows me to say yes to positive and productive attitudes. In other words, I am free to be the best me I can be. Meditation for today. Thank you for my freedom, which can be another word for self-discipline. Today I will remember, only the disciplined are free. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. April 14th. Higher power. Many of us are uncomfortable with the word God and can recoil at the words mentioned. These members often find relief in the thought that God could stand for good, orderly direction. BRB, page 78. Many of us were harmed as children in the name of religion and God. Perhaps we grew up with teachings that showed us a punishing God, or in a home where there was no tolerance for other beliefs. We still may not recognize the depth of the damage done to us by the shame and emotional abuse we experienced in the name of God. When we found ACA, we may have had trouble with the use of the word God in the steps. Then, when others talked about their belief in God and mentioned their religion, it was a huge button that kept getting pushed. If we stopped attending meetings because of this, we rejected a program meant for people of all belief systems, whether they call their higher power God or not. If we stay, we can do a number of things. During a share, we can affirm our own belief by saying, "This program works for me because it's spiritual, not religious." Or when someone says God, we can think of it as the acronym for good, orderly direction. Either of these choices or a number of others can help us find a way to take what we like and leave the rest. The affirmation reads, "On this day, I will not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just because some people believe in a higher power that makes me uncomfortable does not mean the program isn't right for me." Subscribe, like, share, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.